All right, Dodgers fans, hold on to your seats because this might be the most shocking rumor of the entire offseason. We've talked about big moves before, but nothing, and I mean nothing, and it comes close to what's starting to circulate right now. Multiple insiders are hinting that the Los Angeles Dodgers are considering trading one of their own starting pitchers. Yes, a legit member of the rotation. To acquire Tarek Skubal, one of the nastiest left-handers in baseball, a Cy Young caliber arm, a guy who would instantly give the Dodgers a rotation that the rest of MLB would absolutely fear. But here's the crazy part. The Dodgers might actually be willing to sacrifice a current starter with someone fans never expected to be on the trade block just to make this dream rotation happen. If this is real, if the front office is actually pushing this move forward, we are talking about a trade that could reshape the entire National League, and trust me, rival teams are praying this doesn't happen. But before we break down who the Dodgers might move, what Detroit wants, and how Skubal would fit into this monster rotation, do me a huge favor, smash that like button and hit subscribe to help us reach our goal of 12,000 subscribers. You guys keep this channel alive and I'll keep bringing every bombshell rumor straight to you. Alright, let's get into it. This Skubal situation is getting wild and Dodgers fans need to hear every detail.
All right, so the hottest story in Dodger baseball comes from ESPN's Jesse Rogers, who is a reputable source. He's more of an analysis type guy than an insider type guy. He's not the Jeff Passan types. Who, by the way, Jeff Passan randomly tweeted out, "I'm thankful for gravy. Aren't we all?" It's nothing better than some gravy. And of course, there's going to be a lot of players trying to gravy train on the Dodgers' success over the last couple years. Now, could the Dodgers go out there and make moves? Absolutely. Do they have the best farm system in baseball? That's where they're consistently ranked. You got top prospects. You got guys like Josue DePaula and Zaire Hope and Quintero and Jackson Ferris. The list goes on and on and on. But could they look to deal a starting pitcher? Could they look to deal not only big league ready talent, but all-star level talent? Well, that is what Jesse Rogers is suggesting in this article that polled a bunch of executives around the league. Now, this is what it says exactly. And this was one of the responses he got from an exec. And it says, quote, "Sleeper name Tyler Glasnow. Feels like the Dodgers can go to Ohtani, Yamamoto, Snell, Sasaki, Sheehan, and others and use Glasnow on the trade market to cover up some holes." So what he's saying there initially is that this executive is saying, okay, you got a deep rotation. You've already got surefire, bona fide aces in Yamamoto, in Snell, in Ohtani. Then you got Sasaki, who can emerge and hopefully realizes his potential as a frontline starter next year. Then you're up to 4. Emmett Sheehan has shown a lot of potential. Is Sheehan going to be better than Glasnow? I would say no. Is Sasaki better than Glasnow right now? He's still a complete unknown, so the answer is no. Snell we know is. Yamamoto we know is. Ohtani's interesting just because you know they're going to be cautious with him. You can't view Shohei as a guy you're expecting to go 150 to 200 plus innings right out of the gate. I mean, could he do it? Sure. Does that mean it's the best thing for this team? No, because you can't do anything to risk losing his bat. That's the number one thing he brings to this team. As good of a pitcher as he has a bigger impact with the stick because he's in the lineup every single day, hitting 50 plus home runs, stealing bases, getting RBIs, getting extra base hits and triples and doubles. So the minute they lose Ohtani's bat, for the most part, it's over. So I think that for the outsiders to evaluate this Dodgers rotation, I think that they're doing it in a vacuum. They're not looking deep into it. And they're just assuming, okay, each of these starters, because of how they look, because of how they're capable of performing when they're at their best, that it suggests that they should be posting and that they're going to just go full bore for the entire regular season. The truth is, the Dodgers always need depth at the starting pitcher role. You always need as many guys as you can to cover those innings through the gauntlet that is a 162 game season. So could they trade Tyler Glasnow? Certainly they could. Does it mean it's the best idea? It doesn't. But let's look into it. How much money does he still owe? How many years? Well, right now, after he did sign that $136.5 million extension with the Dodgers a couple seasons ago, after the 2023 season, heading into 2024, when they trade away Ryan Pepio, my good friend, shout out Pep, the Pepio and his Stepio. He's having a busy offseason, I see. He's my good friend over there in Tampa Bay. And Johnny DeLuca, the Ron Say clone. After they trade him to Tampa Bay, and they traded Pepio to Tampa Bay, they not only brought in Glasnow, but they brought him with an extension. And anytime you do that, it's you believe that a guy can be a pillar for your rotation for years to come. First season, when he was on the mound, he was good, but then he got hurt, and you couldn't use him in the postseason. Second season, he refined the mechanics a little bit to take some pressure off the elbow to keep him healthy. Early on, it was a struggle for him because he just couldn't feel right. He missed some time, but he was big. I mean, he was big against the Phillies in the clincher. He was big. I mean, he had his moments coming out of the bullpen against the Phillies early on in that series. I thought he was huge too. We saw what he was capable of doing in the postseason, where his high points are certainly there. Tyler Glasnow is a guy that can perform at a high level on a big stage. And if you look how he performed in the postseason, I don't think he gets enough credit for it, quite frankly. In the postseason, 21 and a third innings of work. He pitched in 6 games, and he posted a 1.69 ERA. He pitched twice against the Phillies, once out of the bullpen, going inning and 2/3. Didn't give up a run, gave up a couple hits. But in the clincher, that the Dodgers won in extra innings after Hae-Sung Kim cross home plate, went back and touched it again. He went 6 innings in a tied ball game with no run support, and he gave up 2 hits, had 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, but did not give up a run. So he got a hold against the Phillies, went a 6 innings of scoreless ball against the Phillies, which I think, of course, is his best start as a Dodger. And then against the Brewers in the NLCS, his start, he went 5 2/3 innings, gave up 1 run. He was really good in that game too. And he got the job done there. The Dodgers win game 3, 3-1. And then against the Blue Jays, 4 2/3 innings in the 18-inning game. And he gave 2 runs, solid there. Then he went 1 inning in the Friday game, got the job done in game 6, and then pitched 2 1/3 innings of 1-run ball in game 7. Tyler Glasnow is postseason certified now. Tyler Glasnow is a guy that has that kind of stuff with the extension, the nasty curveball slider combination with a heater that clocks in at 97, 98, but with that extension is right on top of hitters, looking like it's triple digits. So the point I'm trying to make here is, if you are going to consider trading Tyler Glasnow, it better be for a star pitcher and not an outfielder and not a position player. I think the only way you trade Tyler Glasnow is if you think you can upgrade at the starting pitcher spot. And of course, who am I talking about? And I've suggested this early on this postseason. If you're going to trade Tyler Glasnow, trade it for Tarek Skubal. And by the way, Tarek Skubal, he tweeted out yesterday about Jack White and Eminem, saying that he had goosebumps during their halftime performance in the Lions-Packers Thanksgiving game. And he said, "Are you guys available on April 3rd?" Which I'm going to have to assume is the opening day for the Detroit Tigers. So is that Tarek Skubal trying to say, "Oh, I want to stay in Detroit and give me an extension"? It doesn't mean too much, but it does mean that at the very least, he's not out there forcing a trade, telling the front office he wants to be somewhere else. So the question is is Tarek Skubal truly available this offseason? That's one. Two, would the Dodgers get involved because they're one of the few teams that have the prospect capital to get a deal done? And two, have a legitimate shot of maybe not signing an extension before he enters his walk year, but have the confidence in knowing that if we put Tarek Skubal in our organization and we let him see how we run things here, and he walks down those hallways, the hallowed grounds of Dodger Stadium, and he sees pictures of Sandy Koufax, Fernando Valenzuela, Oral Hershiser, Clayton Kershaw, all the great starting pitchers that have put on that Dodger blue. He sees the pitching coaching with Mark Pryor and the analytics department. I mean, if I'm the Dodgers, yeah, are there any guarantees you're going to sign a guy? No, but they're one of the organizations to where it's to their advantage. It's to their advantage to bring a guy in and see how they run things at spring training and go chase a World Series and have your best year and not have to rely solely on him. If I'm Tarek Skubal, I'm trying to lengthen my career. I don't want to be the only dude that can get it done. And with the Dodgers, he would not have to be that guy. So if you're LA and the Tigers are saying, yeah, we want big league ready talent, but we'd also like a guy that maybe we wouldn't typically be able to get. And that's a guy like Tyler Glasnow. And could the Tigers afford Tarek Skubal at $350 million, which is what he's going to get? At least $350 to $400 if he stays healthy. He's a Scott Boras client, so the likelihood of an extension before the season, unless it's just an insane number, is probably unlikely. Could they afford that? No. But could they afford what's left on Tyler Glasnow's contract? Yes. And that's because every single major league franchise can afford an ace-level pitcher that's due $81.5 million through 2028. And that is what Tyler Glasnow still owns. So if you look at the remainder of his contract, he's due $81.5625 million through 2028, and 2028 is either $21.5625 million, or it's a player option for $30 million. Or it's a player option. That's the player option for that year in 2028 at 21.5, or the club option, or the play. It's a $21.56 million player option or a $30 million club option. So that is kind of where they would be for him financially. And if you're the Dodgers, you say to yourself, with Glasnow as good as he is, are you selling him on a high? Because you can say, wow, look how this guy pitched in the postseason. Look at how he's looked when he's been healthy. And if you're the Dodgers, you say, could you trade a guy that, even after Tommy John surgery, getting the brace surgery, even after refining the mechanics, always feels like, hey, he might be someone that is just one pitch away from having to miss time. And you're kind of trading him on a high. If you're Tyler Glasnow, are you even that upset about everything just because, yeah, you wanted to play for your hometown team? And yes, he's from Santa Clarita, and he's been massive for this franchise. But you already won your World Series, too. You won two, essentially, in 2 years, and that ring shines forever. So it's business for the Dodgers. Do you have depth? Sure. But the truth is, guys like Tyler Glasnow are not easy to find. They're not. And they don't grow on trees. And if I'm the Dodgers, I'm certainly only trading him for a massive, massive impact type of pitcher. And as far as a player goes, you're shedding some money, but I mean, who's out there that you're really wanting to trade? If you want to trade him for a Stephen Kwan, if you want to trade him for a Brendan Donovan, I don't think that's big enough. Are you wanting to trade him for a Byron Buxton? I mean, it would have to be a high impact player. But then at some point, it's like, why are you keeping all these prospects when your window is now? And Tyler Glasnow helps you in this window now more than these prospects do. So I really am only trading Tyler Glasnow if it's a couple of guys. Now, is he untradeable? Is he on the untradeable list? Is he on that same list that Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto are on? No, he's not. He's not on that list, but he is someone that you're only willing to flip if you're going to get an impact player. I see the comments, big no to Quan. Okay, so give me your thoughts on Tyler Glasnow. We'll circle back to that. Could be a quick show. Your boy is hitting the Bahamas today. But hey, Dodger baseball waits for no one. But I want to get into this rumor. It's pretty interesting. And this is kind of some fun here.
All right, Dodgers Nation, now it's your turn to sound off. If the front office really decided to flip one of our own starting pitchers to land Tarek Skubal, would you back this move? Would you be excited? Or would this be the kind of trade that keeps you awake at night? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know exactly how Dodgers fans feel about this kind of blockbuster gamble. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to help us hit our big goal of 12,000 subscribers. We are getting closer every day, and your support means everything. I'm Victor, this is latest Los Angeles Dodgers news, and I'll see you in the next one. Go Dodgers!